Good morning. Welcome to the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Of course, it's a Revolution.com event and Shift Sector as well. We've got a couple cool things lining up right here. We got Justin Summers in that 09 F250. Yesterday won a best of 127.77 right there. Mile an hour is going to be great. Heck of a way to start out our morning. Good morning, Justin Summers, 204.08. And his F250 owns both cars, or car and truck, 135.42 miles an hour. That's a great way to start this off. To all those joining us at home, thank you. Appreciate you all tuning in. We're going to have a great day of racing out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Up next, we got Tron and Robert Bailey. Getting a little squirrely in that Demon. These things sound all kinds of great. That Tron and that Hellcat at a 147.6. Robert Bailey in that Demon, no wonder he got squirrely, 180.58 miles an hour. David Perez in the Audi S3, that's what you see on your screen there. He's up next. Going up against that Trailhawk, Jason Patton. I know his wife drove yesterday. Of course, the Trackhawk trapped a 137.2. David Perez in that Audi S3, don't have any data on that yet, but it's coming up. Trackhawk pulls him for the win. 135.8 for the Trackhawk, 132.9 for the S3. Got a McLaren pulling up there. That's Larry Allman, been a best of 158.2. Dwayne Roots in that Hellcat, 1,000 horsepower. We got live in-car bringing it to you. There you go. You're riding along. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it looks like to go that fast in a McLaren. Mile an hour for the McLaren, 157.4 to 152.7. How do you like that? Matthew Talbot in that M5. Jason in this McLaren 600 LT. Coming up next. Looks like that's probably Chrissy for Cars. Grid Girl, yep, that's definitely her. Give her a look-see at on Instagram. What's it going to be, the sports car or the sedan? We're pretty close, too close to call right now. It looks like it's going to be BMW sedan. There you go. There's the answer. Mile an hour coming up. 155.1 for Matthew in the M5. 155.9 for the McLaren, so just by a little bit. Some beautiful McLarens out here. Scott Rice, no exception there. Been a best of 163.9. James Kunze in that 15 Mustang GT. Here they go. Nicely done there. 160.7 for the McLaren, 126.5 for the Mustang. Brian James Mustang and another McLaren of Lance coming up. Look at those two coming down the airstrip. Looks like the Mustang is going to play tow to the McLaren. Mustang with a 152.5, 153.3 for the McLaren. Now we got Steve Task in that ZR1, Matthew Ortogero, there we go, and that Terminator Cobra. Terminator out there with the early lead. Is the ZR1 going to have any of that? What's going to happen? Looks like the ZR1's probably going to trap higher, but that was a great race. Mile an hour, 149.5 for the ZR1, 145.6 for the Terminator Cobra. Here we go. We got Remy Rudine in the English Racing built GTR. He said he's going to send it. This car yesterday had a best of 235.2, and I know they turned it up. I was talking to him this morning, so get ready. Here you go. Go, Remy, go. What's that going to do, a mile an hour? .244.03. What do you think about that? Congratulations, Rudine Racing and English Racing, and Remy for piloting that beast. Let's hear it for Remy. What do you think? Woo! Nicely done. JP Alonso in this Ford Focus ST coming up against Carl Hansen in the 73 Mercury Montego. Cool looking car, a little NASCAR themed. Here we go. Feels like the 70s all over again. Can you believe he's getting that big beast up that fast? I don't know what's going to happen with the Focus. Did he lose his focus? Looks like he's going pretty good. Let's see what those mile an hours look like. The car sounded really good coming through the traps. 136.8 for the Focus, 128.6 for the Montego. Now we got Dustin in his Corvette, Alex Christmas in her Ford GT. She's been a best of 171. Dustin's on the boil. What's that mile an hour going to look like? Beautiful cars out there. 181.16 for the ZR1. Oh, for this 15 Corvette, my bad. And Alex with a 167.7. Up next, Marvin Kraft, 300Z, Greg in that Corvette. Cars. Of course, this broadcast is presented by Drag 965. It's in a revolution in shift sector production. Corvette with a parachute. That thing looked bad fast. Mile an hour coming up. 180.14 for the Corvette. 134.01 for the 300Z. We got Pablo Tello in a Corvette. Hilliard in that M3. Gotta love that vantage point right there at the starting line. Comes that mighty Corvette. She's a screamer. Pablo was here last year at this event. 158.8 for Pablo. Hilliard in that M3, 111.2. Up next, Marcus in that 2012 Evo against Mateo in that McLaren 570 GT. forget to check out Pacific Sun Financial. As I like to say, money never sleeps. Check them out at packsunfinancial.com. Mile an hour on them. Evo with a 157.2, Mateo in that McLaren 157.4, so there you go. That was right there. Lucas in the CTSV, Michael in the Challenger. Lined up, ready for action, and go. Tight race right there. Mile an hour is coming up. What is this? So Lucas, 143.4. Michael with a 145.4. Chris Camp in a Camaro SS. Josh in that Chevrolet C10. Look at that beast. Definitely not slow. Gotta say, that's a pretty cool looking C10 right there. 1969, one of my favorite years. Mile an hour, 139 for the C10, 143 for the Camaro SS. Jenny Young, Corvette Z06. Justin Young, ZR1. They're keeping it in the family, it looks like. Check out that racing channel. That racing channel, very passionate about filming as they upload weekly, so make sure and subscribe and stay tuned. Mile an hour for both of those. Jenny Young, 144.7, 163.99 for Justin. Up next, we got James Welch in a 135i. That's what you see there. I'm waiting for the next one to come up. There we go, Bill Scheffler in that Pontiac G8. There you go, mile an hour, 147.9 to 146.01. Got a nice looking GTR. That's Carrie Anaconi and Dana Renee in that Civic. We're going to give you a great view of what's going on in the pits for cars that are coming up. That's coming up here. I'll break to that shortly. Both those cars on the move, mile an hour. There we go. Look at that. This is the view in the pits. This is what we got coming up. Look at that camo wrapped Corvette. That thing's pretty crazy looking. That was really fast yesterday. Nice to see them back again today. Got Rob Willis right there and a couple of his Mustangs. 159.8 for the 17 Mustang of Rob's. 162.7 for the 14 Mustang of Rob's. We've got Scott Doherty and that Mercedes-Benz AMG GTS up against Patrick Kennedy in the GTR. Hang on to your shorts, father-son team, Kennedy Racing. How fast was that pass? English Racing in the house, 225.45 miles an hour. Scott with a 148.6. Second fastest time that car has ever done. Congratulations. This is Jason in his Z06. Downtown Carl Brown in that wicked looking Camaro. Looks like he got out of it a little early. Corvette's going to continue on. Definitely check us out at Shift Sector. Check us out at shiftsector.com for the best in any kind of half-mile racing event. Give them a like on Facebook as well. 121 for the Corvette. Downtown Carl Brown got out of it, 68 miles an hour. Now we got Jay in that beautiful 01 Porsche Turbo. You see it there on your screen. Looks like he's going up against a Corvette. I just don't have information on the vet yet. Give a shout out to Colorado Springs Sports Court. They manage a good portion of this event, get everybody in and out safely and so on and so forth. They do an amazing job. Check them out. They're a nonprofit right here in Colorado Springs. So Jay in that Porsche Turbo, 158.5, 137.9 for Dean in that Corvette. Going up now, Mac Butler in that GTR up against Kyle Rains in that Camaro SS. I know Mrs. Butler was driving the GTR yesterday to a best of 186.4. Car's been faster. She's just easing into it. Nice to see them out here. Nice run right there for both of them. Mile an hour. 191.2 for the Butler-driven GTR. Kyle, 141.5. We're going to take a look in the pits once again. Look at this. We got a McLaren. Look at that orange, beautiful McLaren out there. They've already made a pass this morning. You can see some of the action going on. We can see UGR in the background over there. And we're back to racing. Got Mark Baskey in that 14550 XI up against Eric in that Camaro. BMW's hanging on. A little domestic on German action. Of course, check our fine friends over at lensrentals.com. You need some video equipment, they're definitely a great place to go. Michael Finley in that 14 Camaro. What'd they do mile an hour? I haven't seen it pop up yet. Timing's a little behind there, maybe. 143.9, 149.3 for the Camaro. Next up, Michael Finley and Will Deenan. Coming down the track now. Beautiful looking BMW. Of course, my producer, JeffreyJHart.com. Give him a look out. Greatest producer of all time. Just saying. Mile an hour, Michael Finley in that Camaro, 126.8. Will Deenan, 129.7. Alex Christmas coming back in that 06 Ford GT. She's been a best of 171.5. That's right, we've alerted fire, safety, and tow. We're looking at a fast pass. She says she's going to send it. Let's see what happens. Looks good coming down the strip. What's the mile an hour going to look like? .167.72. They're warming up to it for sure. We got Ryan Schwartz in the 18 Trackhawk, second one of the day. Jason Boyleen in that Z06. See him up there getting up to the grid. There's Chrissy right there, our grid girl. One of a few we have. Definitely our pro arm dropper. SUVs hanging out with that Corvette. Is it going to make a better mile an hour? We don't know. Let's find out. It's neck and neck all the way to the finish line. Trackhawk with a car length. $136.03 to $145.6 there. Look at these cars. Look at Porsche of Colorado brought some amazing stuff. Look at that one right there. That, I believe they're going to take up the Pikes Peak hill climb, if I'm not mistaken. Check out Porsche Colorado Springs. Look at that Martini inspired. Like that. Now we got a very own JP out there in that Ford Focus ST. Going up against Sandy Marani in that Viper. Been a best of 192.5. Let's see what happens today. Definitely got out of it early. Got out of it a little early there. Still won 160.3. JP Alonso, no slouch there, 163.4. Check out Edge. For sure. Eric Garduno, 09 Lexus. Russell in that 911. Lexus on Porsche action. Two of the more quieter cars out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. 132.7 for the Lexus, 135.9 for the Porsche. Cody Marani in that Camaro, David in that E63S wagon. Like the wagon's going to tow the Camaro down, at least up to this point. Camaro's making a move, though. Pretty fast for a wagon, mile an hour coming up for both of them. $126.4 to $147 in the Camaro. Tom in that BMW i8. David in that 99 Corvette. So that's a BMW i8. Don't see a lot of those at these events, but kind of curious to see what this car will do. Kind of cool to see the airplanes in the background. Oh, that's a unique perspective. Don't get that at any other event. Looks like the i8's going to absolutely haul tail down the airstrip. Very quiet. I couldn't even hear the car. Absolutely bus gap that Corvette. i8, 137.03, 129.05 for the Corvette. Up next, we got Greg Orr in that 61 Buick Skylark. Take a look at that beast. Been a best of 194. Listen to this thing eat. Wow. That definitely laid some power down on that pass. What did it do mile an hour? 196.34. I know his goal is 200. He's creeping up on it. Congratulations, Greg Orr in the Buick. Chris Rochester in that Panamera, 124.24. Now we got Ray Probst in the Corvette. Rock Pearson, the GT 500. Here you go. Corvette on Shelby action. GT 500 was, or GT 350 was sneaking up on that Corvette mile an hour. GT 350, 152.5 to 146.1 for the Ray in that Corvette. Daryl Lyons in the Z06, That's what you see there going up against, I don't have the information, but obviously a Mopar. Hear the whine of that supercharger. Mile an hour coming up. .146.7. That was John in that Dodge Demon at 152.8. Now we got Brett in that 99 Corvette, Steven in that Camaro ZL1. Don't forget to visit Colorado Springs. Beautiful out here, America's mountain, if you will. Rockies. Brett with a 160 in the Corvette, 143 for Steven in the ZL1. Up next, we got Jonathan, that Mitsubishi Evo 8. Joey Garza in a Mustang GT. Looks like the Evo is going to put the smack down on the American muscle. Evo 8 looks great. Mile an hour coming up for both of these. .150.8 to 130.5 for the Mustang. Brian Ramirez in that Integra coming up against Stephen Jones in the Camaro ZL1. Integra's holding his own. There's the Camaro. All right, that last run there, 128.2 for the Integra, 139 for Steven in the Camaro. What we see on the track right now, James in that 91 GTR. Aiden Martinez in the Nismo 370Z. It's an R34. I'm starting to learn this stuff. Pretty cool. That there's the 370Z, of course, that you see on your screen. Here comes the R34. Mile an hour. 136.8 for the GTR. 123.5 for Nismo. Comes Brian Spockman in that GTR. It looks fast. Mile an hour coming up. Wow. Woo! Gives me chills every time. 216.66 miles an hour right there on that one. Riley's checking out some of the Vipers in the pit. It looks like the snake pit is what I like to call it. Love that one right there. That's looks like that's over at Calvo Motorsports. They're getting another one of their Vipers ready. Excited to see them out again in full action. That is what I would call that, the snake pit. There goes the Green Goblin. That's Steve Pomona in that Neon SRT4 up against Sean in that Chevrolet SS. 133 for the SS, 150.3 for the fancy Neon. David Gonzalez, Toyota X-Runner, Pontiac G8. Timothy, here you go. Pretty cool deal for everybody that's here and watching us live. So we're having a contest, People's Choice. Vote for your favorite car by texting the car number 2. Ready for this? (720-573-0403). That's People's Choice. Vote for your favorite car by texting the car number to that 720-573-0403. I'll announce that again. But up next, we got Bridget and Jess Driggers, McLaren, and the CTS-V. McLaren set a record yesterday, I believe, at a 191. I want to say it was 191.5. There we are. Bridget's no slouch, 166.11, hanging on to that steering wheel. You could vote. You could vote right now. All you got to do is look at that car number, 264 for the McLaren. Bridget, 263. You can text those numbers to 720-573-0403. $13.20 video for all that's great online automotive entertainment. Looks like we're back to racing now. It's a great vantage point right there. Here comes that mighty McLaren. Love the wrap. Bridget's in it to win it. 193.05. That's a new personal best for sure. Might even be a new record. I will look into that for you. Personal best for Jess in that McLaren. And then Bridget follows it up with a 164.7 in the CTS-V. Little BMW M Coupe and Z3 action. Grayson and Agnes in their respective BMWs. Don't forget to check out our good friends over at Street Effects Motorsports. They're pretty passionate about everything they do online as well. Give them a follow, give them a like, subscribe, watch, and win. It'll be a good time, I promise you. Pretty quiet little BMWs. Nice to see those guys out here. They're having a good time. Grayson with a 118, Agnes with a 117, Jason Purdom and next up in a McLaren 600 LT. Rye Dean in that 14 GTR. It's the orange McLaren we were looking at in the pits earlier. Got to see with the door open some of the carbon fiber work those McLarens are just beautifully known for. Holding its own up against that GTR, coming up on it. Snuck by on the outside. A little sneaky there, mile an hour. $152.3 for the McLaren, $149.6 for the GTR. James coming back in that 15 Mustang GT, going up against Sandy Marani in that Viper. Here comes that Viper. It's been bad fast before. It looks like it's on a good run now. Stayed in it to win it. Mile an hour coming up. 192.55. That is a new best for that car here at this event. 126.5 for the Mustang GT. Matthew Talbot in that mighty BMW M5. Been a best of 155.1. Going up against that Corvette we saw in the pits of Ryan's. Fantastic run by both of them. Matthew Talbot in that mighty M5. Mile an hour, 153.7. Ryan at a 186.5. Camel car that flies. Got to like that. Up next, Cody Marani in that 18 ZL1. Looks like he's potentially going up there against Dana Renee. I think they turned the heat up on that car. Bit of best of 136.3. Status symbol auto body, of course. She was trying to get the jumpy jump there. Looked like a great run for both of them. Let's look at the mile an hour. Cody in that ZL1, 148.4. Dana Renee, the 116.1. Up next, we got Tracy Archer in that 11 Mustang. Dylan in that Audi S4. The 01 Audi S4. Don't have any times on him yet, but the Mustang we do. 148.3 best of thus far in that little California Special Mustang. Not sure if anyone's paying attention out here, but live, we're out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. We got a little bit of a tailwind. Just going to give a shout out to UGR, maybe English Racing, Calvo. I know they brought some big high horsepower stuff. Maybe now's your chance. You got a little bit of a tailwind. Always makes a little bit of a difference anyway. Tracy with that 153.5, Dylan with a 142. That was pretty fast little Audi S4 there. Now we got Joseph in that Carrera Law in that Honda S2000. First S2000 of the event this year. Those S2000s can be really fast. Let's see what happens. Well, maybe not this time. Joseph's going to tow him down to the end, taking the Gapplebees. Chomp, chomp. Mile an hour, both of them coming up. 125.2 for the Porsche, 125.4 for Law in that S2000. There goes the fastest half-mile woman in the world, Alex Christmas, in her Ford GT. How cool is that? You got to ride along with the fastest half-mile woman in the world, mile an hour, 167.1. That's what it looks like on the outside of the car, like if you were a bird and you were trying to hang on, that's what it would look like. I call it the bird's eye view. Brought to you by Revolution.com. Christian Moore, an Audi S4, 340 horsepower. Looks like he's going up against a Corvette. I just don't have the information on that car just yet. It's Clint there in that 15 Corvette. Quiet horsepower going through the traps. 137.4 for the Corvette. Audi S4 to 117.4. Up next, we got Marcus Valloni, 17 Camaro SS up against Christopher in that E63 AMG. Beautiful looking green Camaro there. Don't see a lot of those. I say turn it up, let them eat, and go. Mighty Mercedes is definitely on the boil. What kind of mile an hour? Of course, lensrentals.com for all your online rental photography needs. Definitely want to check them out. 129.8 for Marcus in that beautiful green Camaro. 129.2 for the E63. We got Matthew Fry in that 13 Mustang coming back, 400 horsepower. Stephen Hall in the 15 Mustang, 450 horsepower. First time out for these two gentlemen. Somebody was sleeping at the arm drop there. I could have made a sandwich in the amount of time that guy took off. Made a big difference right there. I don't know what it's going to do mile an hour. Got a big fast race coming up. We got Miles Kerr in the English Racing English Racing Integra, 120.16 for Matthew, 126.8 for Steven. There you go. There's Miles Kerr right there, English Racing built. Cute little Integra. Hopefully Aaron's watching at home. That's his sister. Miles is in it. What's it going to do mile an hour? It's your current front-wheel drive world record holder. I haven't seen it flash up on my screen. There he goes, 211.86 miles an hour. Congratulations, Miles. Always aims to please and certainly does. English Racing in the house. 211.86 miles an hour for a little 94 Integra. Gotta like that. Chris Camp, 2010 Camaro up next. Michael in that Challenger. Mile an hour at home. 142.9 for Chris, 144.7 for Michael in that Challenger. Shows it has 7,007 horsepower. I think that's probably a misprint. Otherwise, it would have went a little faster. David R. Mott in that Turbo S. Panamera. Charles in the Porsche Turbo. Good looking cars. Like the green wheels on that Panamera. That's pretty cool. So Miles Kerr in that English Racing Integra just reset the world record at 211 and change. 211.86, almost 212. Something about that silver and green looks pretty cool. Mile an hour, 142.9 for the Camaro, 144.7. Back up, I read the wrong one. 140.6 for the Turbo S, 153.9 for the Porsche Turbo. Now we got Randy in that Integra, Andrew in that GTR. GTR is no slouch. Comes the Integra, it looks pretty fast too. Integra action. Love that. 203 for Andrew Irving in that GTR. Randy in the Integra, 159.1. Mickey Norisata coming up in that 10 GTR's daily driver. Oh, he's on a good pass. I can see it. What's Mickey going to do? He is definitely not mousing around. Mile an hour coming up. 194.38. He's going to be happy with that. That's bad fast. English Racing built that car nearly 5 years ago, and it's a daily driver. Just think about that. Kerry Anacone, 14 GTR going up against James Welch, that 135i. Here you go. That's neck and neck right there, door to door. Looks like the GTR is going to pull it out here. Of course, our awesome film crew giving you those shots. Can't say enough about how hard they work. Thank you so much for that. 144.8 carry in the GTR, 150.6 for James in that little 135i. You got Jason in a Corvette Z06. Looks like he's going up against that Mopar that for some reason doesn't seem to trip my screen. He will here at the end though. Who's the random guy just kind of cruising around? Hey man, what's up? This is pretty awesome. I don't know if he's wishing him well or... That's our very own John E. Blaze. Looks like there might be an issue maybe with a wristband. I'm not sure. Like the issue would be maybe he doesn't have one. Can't tell what's up. Not yet. Don't forget to check out the Vehicle Vault. Check them out online. Also, we're doing a People's Choice. You can vote for your favorite car by texting the car number to 720-573-0403. Looks like we're getting ready to go, maybe. Got that sorted out. Took care of business. Got the drag 965 blowing in the wind. Shift sector blowing in the wind there. Beautiful shot. Off and going. Nothing better than the smell of race fuel in the morning. Jason in that Z06, mile an hour, 146.2. Chris in that Hellcat with a 142.4. Now we got Bradley Padula in the Challenger Hellcat, Aaron in that 18 Mustang. Mustang makes it down to the end first. Mopar was on a roll there. 144.7 for the Hellcat, 132.9 for the Mustang. Up next, we got Kyle Rains in that RS SS, Kevin Hudson in that 14 Mustang GT. It's been a fantastic morning of racing already. Records have already been broken. Hopefully you're checking us out on thatracingchannel.com. Give them a like, hit Instagram, all the above. Kyle Rains in that RSS. Camaro is pretty loud. 148.3. Kevin in that Mustang, 157.1. Here's another UGR build, right? That's Jaddy Gill. Reset the R8 world record at 250.98. What? Let's take a listen. What's he gonna do? Go, Jaddy, go! Oh, he's definitely in the power. Look at that thing get squirrely. Looks like he got out of it there. Not sure what happened. Saw something would appear to have come off that car. Probably going to want to get that looked at. Couldn't really tell. Anybody else see that at home? Pull it over safe. Everything's good there. I don't see any smoke or anything odd. Maybe the washer fluid bottle popped. Yeah, definitely saw something shoot out of it on the back end, so we'll get Jaddy looked at for sure. A little bit of smoke coming out the back end. Let me see what that mile an hour was anyway. Still did 185.03 miles an hour, and he's driving it back to the pit. So my suspicion is it's probably nothing serious, but we're going to want to get the track looked at anyway. I see Jaddy making his way around. You see him right there. Mind you, he did a pass yesterday. The old record was 244 and change. Of course, Giddy, if you're watching, you're the one who set that record some time ago. Jaddy decided to come back and crush it. Underground Racing built R8. So he did a 250.00, which reset the record. Then he came back literally moments before we shut everything down yesterday with a 250.98, which was crazy. We see him there. Hang on, I got a little windy here. Hang on a second. Just a little breezy, no worries. We see Jaddy there just kind of waiting to get the track looked at. We got track officials up there. I know we saw something come out of the back of that car, but it didn't look metallic, so might have been some kind of fluid. Like I'm saying, maybe it's just washer fluid, right? Maybe the washer fluid bottle said, nah, not another 250 mile an hour pass. I'm not going to do it. Whatever it is, it didn't look serious to me. I see Jaddy's out of the car. He did his own, Jaddy did actually something pretty cool. I think it actually helped. He shaved his beard, which I'm pretty sure weighed at least 11 pounds. Anybody that knows Jaddy, that's an inside joke. But nonetheless, I think he was doing some weight savings there. Anyway, it worked. 250.98 miles an hour resets that R8 world record. That's just fast. Jaddy's looking right now. He's trying to figure out. So there you go. It looks like we have some nuts, bolts, and parts is what they're reporting to me. I think Jaddy right now is texting an Uber or looking for an Uber. Maybe that's his Uber driver right there. I don't know. Glad he's safe, though. I mean, that car is bad fast. UGR don't play. They make big snort horsepower. Perfect. JP, stand up. I'm going to ask you some questions. I want you to ask me a couple questions. Are you ready, JP? Can you hear me? So start interviewing him, ask him a couple questions about the car, so on and so forth, and then candidly. Looks like we're getting back to racing here. We got a nice interview coming up. JP's gonna interview our new, well, not our new. He just reset his record. Miles. Before that, we had Trond in the with a 146.5. Kyle Loftus with a 183.3. Of course, he's the pioneer of 1320video.com. Right up now, we got Jared Malvin in that GTR. Wicked fast pass there. What's that going to look like, mile an hour? He finally pulled the chute. I was waiting for it. All kinds of flashing on the screen, but I can tell you 212.16 miles an hour for the GTR, 148.4. I'm going to throw it over to JP. He's in the pits right now with Miles.
What's going on, guys? It's JP out here in the pits with Miles. He just broke his own record of 208 in the Integra at 211 miles an hour. What kind of changes did you make from last year going to this year to get that mile an hour record again?
Yeah, so the biggest changes were just went from a 76.75 to a 76.85 and a new motor because it blew up here last year. So those, I think, are the two biggest changes from this year to last year.
Cool. Now, I was told to ask you about what it felt like to burn your parents' garage down building this car.
Oh, man, that was when I was 2. I feel like I can't be held responsible for that one when I was 2. But it's been a long process. I've had a car since 06, so it's been a build since then.
Good deal, man. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
There we go.
Awesome. Great interview, JP. Thank you, Miles, for playing along. Remy, I got you up here. What's going on? That was a good time. Thank you again, Miles, for playing along. JP for the interview. It's always fun trying to catch Miles off guard. But there was Pablo in the Corvette. What did he do? Mile an hour. 158.9. Coming up, we got another Mopar. And Clint in the Camaro. Not sure why my Mopar's. There he is. Thomas Hensley in that Challenger SRT 8. Both of them. 156.0 for Clint, 139.7 for Thomas. James Roy and Timothy Cochran in the GTR. There you go. Close right there. James Roy in that Civic, mile an hour. 150.55 to 150.00 for the GTR. Up next, we got Zach in the GTR. Against the BMW, but I don't have the information on my screen. There it is. Will Deenan in that M240i. Zach in the GTR, 150.8. Will with a 131.6. Now we got David in the GT350. James Black in that Challenger. Like he got out of the power. Hopefully everything's okay. Not sure what's going on right there. James Black. Looks like he's still under his own power. David went by in that GT350 at a 126.6. Jason Boylan in that Z06 up against David in that E63 wagon. David in that wagon just ripped off a 138.3 to 148.2 in the Corvette. Up next, we got Marcus in that 12 Evo. Aaron Gosnell in the Ghazi-built Civic. Status symbol auto body. Like a real fast pass. What's that going to do? Mile an hour. He went by me pretty fast there. 162.34 for Aaron Gosnell in the Civic. Marcus with a 158.6 in the Evo. Nice looking Corvette. It's pulling up to the line here. David Villarreal, 99 Corvette. Andrew Hill in that CR1. Sure, I go to the bathroom. Justin Summers rips off a 207.28. Congratulations on that, Mr. Summers. That's in the GTR. Les Kaufman, that Charger, with a 128.6. Now we got Tom back in that real quiet BMW i8 up against Dean in that 08 Corvette. BMW i8 for the launch and the tow. Barely hear that i8 down the track, but it definitely Gapplebee's that Corvette with a 137.8 to a 136.7. Rob Willis now with a 17 Mustang GT up against Clint in that 16 Mustang GT. Both these guys have been over 150 plus miles an hour. Both great looking cars. See it right there on your screen. They look pretty serious. Let's see if somebody tries to jump. I'd say that was a clean start. .166.9 to a 164.8. Up next, we got Fabricio in that Calvo Motorsports Viper. Been a best of 2:13.07. Look at that beast. Looks fast, mile an hour coming up. Wow. Fabricio in the Calvo Motorsports Viper 208.53. Oh man, 1,800 horsepower in that beast. Doesn't that sound amazing? We got Daryl Lyons making a solo pass in the Z06. That was Robert Bailey in the Demon with a 161.2. Still a fantastic run for both of them. .151.3 for Daryl in that Z06. Mateo in that McLaren 570 GT. Steve Tasca. Goes Mateo right there in that McLaren. Steve Tasca in the ZR1. 160.8 for the McLaren, 149.0 for the ZR1. Mark Bosky in that 550xi BMW, not on my screen, but obviously it appears to be Mercedes AMG GT, I believe. It's definitely laying the power down. Russell in the 911, mile an hour. 137.8 to a Scott in that Mercedes at a 150.3. It says student driver. That concerns me a little. Steve Jones in that ZL1 going up against Mike Shanks in the student driver Corvette. Looks like he's being taken to school though right now by this Camaro. He literally just put 28 or 29 bus lengths on him. We're going to go live in the pits right now. We got JP.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JP. We are out on the golf cart taking a cruise through the pits. We're going to show you what a couple of the big dog pits look like. We got ETS over here with their normal large amount of GTRs here. Heavily prepped to go very, very fast, obviously. And they're constantly working on these things. We've got Miles' green Integra right there that just reset his own record. Colorado Springs Airport booth right there. Thank you to them for letting us do this for the past 6 years. Pretty awesome stuff. And we're going to come up in just a second on Underground Racing's booth. Also one of the big boys that comes out here and goes fast every single time. You can see they've got a lot of their pits covered up. They don't want a ton of people looking at them, but you can see they're working hard on those Lambos and the Audi R8. So this is pretty cool stuff out here overall. This event is just unreal. It's just such a privilege to be here, and awesome stuff.
All right, great job there, JP. Nicely done. Doing a little run on the back of the golf cart. Hopefully everybody at home enjoyed that. I know I did. While that was going on, we had a couple runs. We had Derek in a Neon. You can see right now on your screen that camera's ours on the back of that Corvette. There's our vantage point. You can see our cameraman taking a photo of the camera. There you go. Let's let it eat. Great shot until it went too fast for the mount. We can fix that. No big deal. That was Greg Gibson in that Corvette. 180.87 miles an hour. Might flip things around a bit. Igor in that Mercedes. 153.11. Ryan Schwartz in a Trackhawk. I think it's our second or third one. Dario in that RS7. Guys like those vantage points, definitely get on our live feed and make a comment. We can do other things. We got some pretty cool technology brought to you by revolution.com. Don't forget, DEF CON 1's coming to Denver. Check out DEF CON. Let me get that right. RevDefCon.com. Boy, that is a tongue twister, but you definitely want to check that out. Got Scott Rice in the McLaren 570S. Been a best of 163.9 so far. Revolution brings you DEF CON 1, the first ever half mile, quarter mile, and eighth mile heads up racing event. Here's my favorite part. Night full of music and camping. All real near here at the Colorado Air and Spaceport, just east of Denver. That's August 10th and 11th. Make sure to check out RevDefCon.com for all details. Scott Rice just went through there, 161.4. Timothy in that Pontiac G8 going up against Eric Walter in the Camaro. Timothy in that G8 140.7. Eric with a 150.9 in the Camaro. Up next, Muhammad in that CLS 63. Boyce in that ZR1 you see there. Of course, Chrissy, our grid girl, doing the arm drops. Yes, to those fans have asked, yes, her arms get tired doing that. I know you wouldn't think so, but you do it a few thousand times a day. Yep. It's 154.4 for Muhammad, 158.0 for the ZR1. Ry Dean in the GTR coming up. Chris Risling in that CTS-V. You can check all this action out on 1320video.com. Kyle's got the Unicorn out here. He's been doing real well, somewhere in the 183 range. It's pretty much neck and neck, window to window there. Got another fast car coming up. Brian Spockman right there, GTR. Ry Dean 151.0, 155.4. Andrew Irving in the GTR. Both these cars been over 200 miles an hour. Side by side, 200 mile an hour runs. What are they going to be? Mile an hour coming up for both of them. That's Spockman and Irving. 2:02 for Irving, 2:15.93. Almost the best right there for Spockman. Fantastic 200 mile an hour run side by side. It's my understanding we got JP in the pits where he's going to be doing an interview here with another world record holder for McLaren. Not sure what else JP's got cooked up, but we'll be heading to him soon. Always give a shout out to High Tech Corvette, That Racing Channel, and 1320video.com, along with Street Effects for carrying all of this. Basically, our broadcast, helping that out. I really appreciate that. They're our syndication partners, and absolutely we love working with you. So thank you so much to all of them. Without them, we could not be doing this, and I got to be honest, I'm kind of having a good time doing this. So what you see right there is Nicole Graham in a Chevrolet SS up against John and that Dodge Demon. John's been a best of 153.11. They're off and running. Looks like it's going to be the Demon for the launch. Not surprised there. There you go on that run. Got some exciting stuff coming up for you right after I announce this mile an hour. Get ready there, JP. 151.5 for John. Nicole in that SS flew through the traps at 122.5. Matthew Fry coming up in this Mustang. Don't have the info. Oh, there we go. Stephen Hall in that 15 Mustang. So once again, McLaren's, this company set a world record for the McLaren at 183 and change. JP's hanging out over there, ready for an interview. I'm going to throw it over to him right now. Let's get the mile an hour really quick on this before I toss it over. 121.5 to 124.9. Here's JP.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JP with Edge Autosport out here with Cody from Chapman Automotive Performance. He just set the new record for McLaren's with the McLaren behind us with this sick wrap at 193. Tell us a little bit about the car.
Well, essentially, it's pretty stock car, stock turbos, but we did add nitrous to it.
So it's got nitrous. That's the magic sauce there. I think there's some nitrous on just about all these cars out here in your crew, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of nitrous here at Cap.
That's cool. They got CTSVs, Corvettes, McLarens. These guys do everything high-end automotive performance, and they love the bottle.
Nicely done, JP. Appreciate that. Beautiful cars out there. Getting back to the screen here, we got a Lamborghini Gallardo, a Matthew up against Corey Simon in that Charger. Plum crazy purple on the Charger. Just went through. Get you a mile an hour in both of them. 123.9 to 127.7 for the Charger. After that, we got Tony Pagano in that BMW M4 up against Steve Task in that ZR1. ZR1 so far been a best of 149.6. $150.7 for Tasca in that ZR1. Tony Pagano in that M4, 139.4. David Arnott in that Porsche Panamera. Beautiful silver with the green wheels. I kind of like that look going up against Charles Burnett in that 14 Porsche Turbo. Been a best of 153.9. Don't forget, we're doing a People's Choice. You can vote for your favorite car by texting the car number to 720-573-0403. Do that anytime. Tony Pagano with a 139.4. Steve Tasca, that's the last one. 152.9 for Charles in the Turbo. 141.3 for the Panamera. Eric Garduno in that Lexus ISF. Jason in the Z06. Still want to thank everyone for being here and watching at home for the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Eric with a 133.8. Jason with that 143.5. Aaron in that BMW M3 going up against Bradley in the Charger or Challenger Hellcat, been a best of 144.7. Definitely jumped him in the BMW. Trying to get the edge. So, but we'll see what the mile an hour looks like. We did that last time out too, so he's pretty excited at the line. That's Aaron in that M3. Mr. Jumpster ripped off a 156.8 to a 144.8 for Bradley in that Challenger. Now we got Law in that Honda S2000 against Kevin Hudson in the Mustang GT. Let's see if anybody jumps on this one. It's a beautiful vantage point. You see the wind's picking up a little bit out here. Of course, our fearless producer, JeffreyJHart.com. Check him out. He does a lot of professional activities like this one. Some factory commercials, Dodge, I believe, and some others. Could definitely get some entertainment by checking out JeffreyJHart.com. Lining them up, ready to go. No jump there. Kevin Hudson in the Mustang coming down. There's Law in that S2000. 155.9 for the Mustang GT. 128.17 for Law in the S2000. Kerry Annacone for that 14 GTR coming up against Randy in that 01 Integra. Integra's been a best of 159.1. Integra was coming on pretty large there at the end. Mile an hour, 142.3 for the GTR, 167.7 for the Integra. Now we got Josh back in that C10 Chevrolet going up against Jenny Young in that Z06. Take a look at that C10. That's a pretty unique build. Its own neck and neck with the Z06. I mean, it's like throwing a brick through the air compared to that Corvette. Nicely done, though. Josh with a 136.2. Jenny in that Z06 with a 146.3. You got Dustin in a 15 Corvette going up against Alex Christmas, fastest half-mile woman in the world in that Ford GT. Squirrely there in the Corvette. Alex is going to go around him on the outside. The Corvette definitely pulled out of that. Alex going to take home the 172.08. That is a new best for the car this weekend. Dustin got out of it early, of course. Zach Friedman, Dodge Viper ACR, Calvo Motorsports built, 153.4 best of so far. Love that car, plum crazy purple. He calls it violet. I call it badass. Smoke him if you got him. That is just a really cool looking Viper. Not gonna lie. Zach Friedman in that Viper ACR. 154.06. That is a new best for this weekend for them. Calvo Motorsports in the house. Now we got Kelly Beastman back. Another Viper ACR. See it right there. Going up against the Mustang of Tracy's. Down for race or down for Rice? I'm not sure. They're headed off. Those Viper ACRs look aggressive. Love those cars. Tracy Archer hanging in there, trying to hang on. Might even pull off a win. Don't know. Looks like Kelly for a sneak around outside. Mile an hour, both of them coming up. 142.9 for Kelly in the Viper. 146.9 for Tracy in the Mustang. Up next, Marvin Kraft, that 300ZX, Bill Scheffler in that G8. Coming up right there to the line. Kind of cool to see some old school goodies. Good clean runs for both of those guys. 140.9 for Marvin in that 300Z, 138.1 for Scheffler in that G8. Up next, we got Michael Finley in the 14 Camaro going up against Clint Hussey in that 15 Corvette. Got JP out in the pits getting ready to do a nice interview with Calvo. $143.4 to $139.02. Having a great time out here. I tell you, thank you for joining us out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Of course, they're carried by Revolution.com and Shift Sector. Got some great stuff going on in the pits. JP's out there with Calvo Motorsports getting ready to bring you an interview. And we're going to cut to a 15-second commercial. We'll be right back for this interview.
What's going on? It's JP out in the pits again with Antonio Calvo of Calvo Motorsports. They just ran 217 in this twin-turbo Viper. How much power does this thing have?
This car makes about 2250 at the tires down in Texas. It's probably making like 1800 up here. We're about 10 pounds down on boost. So I went 217 effortlessly.
How important is the aero up here? Do you find that the car goes faster up here, even though you have less power, because there's just less air up here?
No, I think we're pretty down a mile an hour up here, but it's a good comparison, especially to this weekend, because we have cars that have 15s that are the same exact packages as cars that have complete aero. So we're kind of learning now that we have so many of them that are identical, what works better is the Aero, the 15s. But yeah, I think up here it's just difficult in general. We're about 10 pounds, 12 pounds down on boost on each car.
Good deal. Well, they got a lot of Vipers to test out their theories on, and this is one of the cooler pits in here for sure.
All right, great job there, JP. Nice interview there with Antonio Calvo. They're doing a great job this weekend, as always. Class acts for sure. Back to racing. Let's see what we got. I just had Lance Canoy go back in that McLaren 570S with a 153.01. Grayson in that M Coupe with a 121.9. Agnes in a Z3 with a 119. Nicholas Booth in that GTR with a 156.6. Looks like we got that beautiful orange McLaren up on deck. That's Jason Purdom with the best of 155.9. $156.7 right there for the McLaren. Looks like we've got a couple Audis coming up. Christian Moore in that Audi S4, been a best of 117.4 so far. Another one hasn't shown up on my reader board just yet, but I can tell that it's an Audi, not an Innie. Be here all day. That's Dylan Macaluso in that Audi S4, by the way. Got a best of 142. Gonna make use of all of it. $141.7 to $118.7 right there on the two Audis. Now we got another Audi S3, David Perez. That gets Ryan in the Z06. Z06 is no joke. Mile an hour coming up. It's been fast all weekend, very consistent. 189.6. I mean, that's just fast. Guys. David Perez in that Audi 134.3 up next. We got Chris Camp in a Camaro SS going up against a Corvette. That was Ray Probst, the Corvette, mile an hour, 150. Chris Camp with a 145.11. I'm not sure what kind of Mario Kart action we had going on there. That was pretty cool. We got Tom back in that BMW i8, Lucas in that CTS-V. I'll give you the shout-out broadcast, obviously presented by Drag 965. The event is a Revolution Shift Sector production. Broadcast is a Revolution production directed by none other than Jeffrey J. Hart and produced by Ryan Randalls. We got a heck of a team up here. I want to give them a shout out. Kenta Young, Joshua Dorado, Eduardo, Jess Smith, Stephen Sullivan, Riley McCloskey, David Medina, and Josh Spencer. They're working hard to bring you this broadcast directly to you at home. I want to give them a shout out, Art. Nothing's better than this team producing this broadcast for you at home, all wrapped up in a nice package brought to you by Drag 965. It's Mateo Perez and Joel George in that McLaren 600 LT, mile an hour for both of them, 158.9 and 157.01. Aiden Martinez in the Nismo coming up. Gerald Lyons in that Z06. Apparently the Z06 wanted to get a little head start. can't forget to give a good shout out to all that's best at Shift Sector. Thank you so much, Nissan, for everything that you do. And I do mean that, by the way. I think she's got the most difficult job of all of us, keeping track of all these cars. Looks like we got a Toyota truck right there. That's an X-Runner. Against Les in that Charger. Pretty cool. Just got word we got the cameraman to a GTR coming up next. That's Remy Rudine from English Racing, Rudine Racing. Remy already made a wicked fast pass earlier today, 240 some odd miles an hour in the Rudine Racing white car. There's Remy Rudine right there. Let's see what our in-car view is. Looks like he might have got out of it a little early. Remy Rudine. Sounds like Remy Rudine had a passenger. She probably got a little scared. I know that car's been bad fast before. English Racing built, of course. Remy's having a great time out here this weekend. Glad to see that. Thank you, Remy, for letting us have that camera on the side of your car, even at 136.45. It was fun. James Black in the Challenger went at 157.58. Now we got David Vincent in the GTR. Looks like a good, fast, clean pass. Mile an hour coming up. Vincent with a 183.6. That's a new personal best this weekend. Matthew Talbot in that M5 with a 153.06. Jason Patton coming up that track off Justin Summers in his F250 with a best of 135.4. Rolling the coal, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Look at it go. That's a really fast F250. That's crazy. Mile an hour, 138.4 for Jason in that Trackhawk. Justin Summers in the F250. Am I reading that right? 151.6? Wow. Justin Summers, he's got some fans over here, definitely for all the right reasons. Apparently he brought some horsepower to the house. Congratulations there. Going through the traps there, we got Larry Allman in that McLaren, Rock in that GT350. Mile an hour for both of them. 158.7 for Larry in the McLaren, 151 for the GT350. Jonathan in the Evo 8, Stephen Pomona in the Green Goblin. They're off. Mile an hour for them. Steve Pomona with a 149.3. Jonathan with that 154.11. Another beautiful GTR coming up. Jared Malvin, been a best of 212 so far. Claim 1,500 horsepower. It's full beast mode. Fast. Looks like he pulled out of it maybe a little early. He was on a run for sure, though. Got Mickey Norisata coming up in that 2010 daily driven GTR built by English Racing. Going up against Cody Chapman in that CTSV. Looks good, looks strong. As I say, Mickey does not mouse around. Mile an hour, 193.6. Cody Chapman, bad fast too, 177.03, new best for him today. Mickey creeping up on his best right there. Every single pass has been over 190 miles an hour in a 5-year-old English Racing build. Gotta like that. Brian Hod in that GT500 coming up against Dwayne Roots in the Hellcat. There they are. Hellcat's locked and loaded with those tires. Hellcat came to party, that's for sure. Took that GT500 all the way to Gapplebee's. Mile an hour for them. 148.9 for the GT500, 168.2 for the Hellcat. David Osheron in that E63S wagon going against Igor in an E63 AMG. Let's not forget our friends over at Vehicle Vault. They're a premier auto gallery and elite custom garage community. Check them out on their website and or Facebook if you would. Mile an hour for them. 152.9 for the AMG. 140 for the E63S wagon. David Menino right there in the Corvette. James in that R34 GT-R. Had to do it. I've been waiting all day. Sorry about that. That is the R32. What was I thinking? All these new things I've learned. You'd think I'd know that. 140.19 to 136.12 for the Corvette. Carl Hansen in that Mercury Montego GT. Been a best so far, 128.6. Talk about throw caution to the wind. How about throwing a 5,000-pound brick at the wind and going that fast? One way to do it. Once again, thank you to our camera crew for these awesome views. To those at home, you know what I'm talking about. Looks like we might be sorting out some business right there at the starting line. I don't have any information on that Audi next to us, or next to the Mercury Montego. Millennium Concrete Cutting, let's not forget our partners over there. They're in Denver, Colorado. Been doing all kinds of cool stuff since 2001. Millennium Concrete Cutting, give them a shout. While I'm waiting here, Edge Autosport, that's JP. He's been doing a great job for us out there in the pits. They offer high-performance parts for any performance automotive build, large or small, and they are local. Here in Colorado. Check out Edge Motorsports Facebook and website. Audi went large there. That's Igor in that RS7. Carl Hansen in that Montego. 139.2 for the RS7. The big Mercury Montego brick pulled off a 130.66. Just picked up some mile an hour. 2 to be exact. Muhammad in that E63 CLS 63 Mercedes. Gonna best with 156.3. Looks like he's going up against the AMG GT. Doesn't show up on my screen, but that's what it is. Great looking cars. Nice camera work by Revolution.com. Mile an hour, 155.9 for the CLS 63, AMG GTS, 151.5. Dario in the RS7, Sir John in that GTR, they're on the line. There's Kayla, she's going to arm drop them. Well, one of them anyway. He's sitting at the line, maybe he's making a little sandwich, having a little snack. Or maybe just enjoying the view. Not sure. All the above. Maybe that's what I would do. That'd be pretty cool. I'm just going to make myself a sandwich, check the view out. I mean, you got to admit, it's a pretty good view, right? All right. Sir John, 155.4, 143.5 for the RS7. Andrew Hill in the ZR1 going up against the Kennedy team, father and son. 227 best. That car is full beast mode. English Racing built. Here you go. Definitely in it to win it. I'm hoping that's going to be a new personal best for that car. That looked bad fast. 226.93 miles an hour. Gotta like that. Way to go, father-son team. Kennedy in the English Racing built GTR. Andrew Hill, no slouch there either, 151.11. Now we got Nick Sutton in a 1989 Dodge Colt. Yep, that's what you see right there. Been a best of 135.8 this weekend. Jason in that Z06. Throw caution to the wind. It's a Colt coming down the airstrip. Looks like he might have got out of it a little early there. Dodge Colt is making 816 horsepower, by the way. Looks like he got out of it early, 117.2 to 137.8 right there for Jason in that Z06. Now we got Jason Boylan in that Z06 coming up. See it right there. Beautiful color. Beautiful day. Look at the clouds, blue skies in the background. Can't beat it out here. Beautiful Colorado Springs. Definitely want to come check them out. Fly in and out of Colorado Springs Airport. Or check it out before you buy, that's for sure. It's a great opportunity. See all that is beautiful out here in Colorado Springs. We're here at the live airport, by the way. We're flying cars and planes out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Got a great car coming up. You see it right there. We have a camera actually on the car, the Bradley 67 Corvette. Two beautiful classic cars here. I'm just going to shut up and let them eat. I want you to hear these cars. Here we go. Wow, Greg Orr in that Skylark does not disappoint. What's the mile an hour gonna be? Did he do it? There he did it, 200.89 miles an hour for Greg Orr in the 61 Skylark. He definitely turned that thing up. How he hangs on to that, I have no idea, but imagine going 200.89 miles an hour in a 1961 Skylark. Congratulations, Mr. Orr. I do know personally that was their goal. Bradley Tidmore looks like he pulled out of it in the 92-1-2. That car has been plenty fast, 157 for instance. Tony Pagano in the BMW M4 up against John in the Dodge Demon. Tony Pagano, 140.5. John with a 152.2 in that Demon. We got Jenny Young, Justin Young, Corvette Z06 and a ZR1, keeping it in the family. comes Justin in the ZR1. Beautiful car. I think I followed that car out yesterday. It was just, God, that's a stunning car in person. Jenny Young, no slouch either. 145.4 for the ZR1, Z06 mile an hour, 145.8. That's going to be a hard dinner to fix tonight. Gotcha, hubby. Mac Butler GTR coming up against Rye Dean and another GTR. Not sure it's basically it's husband and wife drive the Butler GTR. Not sure who's in it. Great to see them out here enjoying themselves. Brought to you, of course, by That Racing Channel. Check them out online. Nicely done, both of them. Butler with a 183.6, Rye Dean with a 149.06. Now we got Robert Bailey in that 18 Demon going up against Jack Friedman in that Viper ACR. Love this car. 750 horsepower. Calvo Motorsports built. Been a best of 154.06. Look how beautiful that car is on your screen. Can't miss it. Wouldn't want to. Man, that's some classic Mopar looking colors. I love that. That's amazing. Hopefully you caught that at home. That was pretty nice. Bailey with a 160.77. Zach with a 155.01. James Black and a Challenger going up against a ZL1 of Stevens. Love all these muscle cars. That's Kayla, our grid girl up there. Just got married. Sorry, all the guys in the stand. Bringing it to you from Street Effects Motorsport, of course. Definitely was in it to win it there. James Black, that Challenger, never disappoints. Mile an hour, 174.08. Steven in the ZL1 at a 145.7. Got Will Deenan in an M240i. There it is right there. Pretty little car. Love that color. Don't see a lot of them. Looks like he's going to do a solo pass all by himself. Don't forget to check out PacSun Financial. You want to definitely check out PacSunFinancial.com, because you know what? Money never sleeps. And they'll never sleep on your money. Just saying. Will Deenan, 18 M240i. Look at that John Force style burnout. Love that. 128.6 right there. Waiting for this Mopar to get into the staging lane. That's Klaus in his 19 Challenger Red Eye. I still don't know what that means. Someone please educate me on that. But he's been fast, 158.1. And that John Force style burnout was kind of cool too. So let's see what he can do today. I mean, NASA just called. They could see the smoke from Space Station. Hopefully he's got enough tire to finish the run. Klaus out there getting it done. Mile an hour, of course, coming up. Brought to you by ShiftSector.com. 154.3. Now we got Kelly Meesman in that Viper ACR. Been a best of 142.9. Tracy Archer in that Mustang. Those two going at it. I just want to remind everybody, if you want some Shift Sector swag or event swag, check out all my friends over at the Shift Sector tent. They'll get you all set up. Get over there, ask for the Jimmy deal for all of our locals. If not, you can also buy Shift Sector swag and Revolution Swag at revolution.com and shiftsector.com. 153.3 for Tracy. Kelly with a 145.4 right there. Now we got Timothy in that Pontiac G8 GXP. Christopher in that E63 AMG. Pontiac pulling out the win there. Mile an hour is 141.3 to 130.4 for Christopher in that AMG. Coming up, we got Matthew in that Terminator Cobra up against Keith in that Z06 you see right there. Z06 got her done. Definitely put some bus links on the Terminator, but you never know, he'll be back. 148.9 for the Terminator, 172.4 for Keith in the Z06. Looks like we got a nice Porsche and an older Z06 there. Thomas Hill and Dan Hammonds. Porsche is on the boil. What that thing's going to do mile an hour. First pass of the day. Thomas in the Corvette just went through. There you go. Dan Hammonds with a 194.72. Thomas Phil's first pass was a 140.19. Dan Hammonds, that's a new best for him, at least for this event today. Congratulations there on the Porsche. Now we got Hilliard in that M3, Chris in that Hellcat. Those Hellcats have booty for days. That 135i. Ay, what a view. 134.4 to 154.5. Love the green on that Camaro. Kind of matches the stripe on Kayla's outfit. It's Marcus Maloney in the Camaro, Bradley in the Challenger. Camaro tries to get a jump. Doesn't look like that jump worked though, did it? Plum Crazy Purple Mopar getting it done. Challenger with a mile an hour of 149.0. Marcus in that jumping Camaro 131.0. We got Russell DeSalvo in that 911 up against Chris Camp in that Camaro SS coming up right there. Got the Transformers car. Camera crew giving us breathtaking views of everything in the background. We are at a live active airport, by the way. That was close, almost coming up there. What's that mile an hour going to look like? Well, I'll tell you. 140.01, Russell in the 911. Chris with a 145.2. Coming up, Kyle Rains in the SSRSSSS, lots of S's. James in a Mustang GT. So there you go. James in the Mustang GT 129.6. Kyle in that RSSS 151.4. We got Mark back in that 550 XI. Clint in that 15 Corvette. From one heck of a tailwind. Look at those flags spinning over. You can see it. Look at the airplane taking off in the background. BMW definitely for the sneaky there. That wind picks up. It gets a little chill, Bill, not going to lie. 145.02 for the 550 XI, 139.9 for the Corvette. Charles Burnett in that 14 Turbo coming up against Kevin Miller in that Mustang GT. Thank Millennium Concrete Cutting. Give them a look. Appreciate their support. $154.2 for Charles. Kevin in that 163.8. Now we got Jordan Weir in a GT500 coming back, 1,200 horsepower. Matthew Talbot in that M5. Matthew not waiting around for the Mustang. Probably figures if he gets far enough away, it's not going to hurt him. Mustang sounds good. I'm not sure why he's not in the power, but I'm sure that car is bad fast when it's ready. 155.3 for Matthew. Jordan, I'm not sure he broke the speed limit. I guess he did. 94.92 miles an hour. Another Mustang right there. Got to have it green. Joey Garza, Zach in that GTR. GTR coming around the gotta have it green, gotta go, go, go. What's it gonna do a mile an hour? $151.2 for Zach in the GTR. Joey just getting through the traps at a 132.3. We got Cody Morani in that Camaro ZL1. Dana Renee back in the Civic. 136.3 best. She's been a grid girl for Shift Sector in the past. Nice to have her out here racing in the Ghazi built little Honda. Looks like they might have turned it up, got some traction stuff going on, but it's holding its own. This should be a good mile an hour for both of them. Cody with a mile an hour of 149.4. There you go. Dana Renee, new personal best, 145.2. Gotta like that. David in that GT 350 up against Aiden in that Nismo 370Z. Beautiful cars. Love the colors of both of them. A tailwind can't be hurting either, and the air's definitely gotten a little colder since the wind's picked up, so we still have beautiful blue skies out here. Mile an hour for these two. 133.8 to 127.4. Of course, that mile an hour is brought to you by Edge Motorsport. Give them a look-see. I'm going to give a shout out to a good friend of mine at One Up Off Road. Dave, hopefully you're watching. Good friend of Justin Summers in that wicked F-250, by the way. We got Dustin in that Corvette. Scott Rice in the McLaren 570. Here we go, side by side. Brought to you by EdgeAutosport.com and That Racing Channel. 161.2 for Scott. Dustin with a 107.7. Speeding through him now. We got Aaron Hudson in that Ford Mustang GT coming up against, well, it's not on my screen, but it's definitely a Corvette. By the time it comes through the, there we go. That's Jason Kreider in that Z06. Mile an hour, serving that up right now. 136.1 to 139.6 for Jason in that Z06. Here we got the Evo back at it. Getting a little breezy out here. Bit of best of 160.03. Hope he lets it eat. He's got the mirrors tucked in. Who knows what's going to happen? He don't care. He doesn't need to see anybody behind him. He's bad fast. He's got a tailwind. He's staying in it. What's the mile an hour going to be for the Evo? What did he do, Marcus? 162.5. There you go. New best for him. Told you that tailwind works out pretty good. Les coming back in that 18 Charger. Looks like whoever he's next to got the jump. I don't have the information yet on the screen for that car. Les is going to have no part of that jump, though. Here he comes around the outside, 162.5 or less. It is a new best for him. Tailwind's helping out for sure. That was Daliber in the, I believe that was a Subaru. It's listed as a 240SX, but it looked like a Subaru to me. We got James Roy back in that 2000 Honda Civic up against Bridget Lewowski in the CTS-V. Mile an hour for them. Bridget's no slouch there. 160.7 in that CTS-V. 147.2 for James Roy in the Civic. Eduardo coming up in that Z06 up against Boyce Grenard in the ZR1. That's what you see right there in our starting line. Brought to you by Revolution.com. Pretty close, neck and neck there. Eduardo coming up with a 149.8 to a 155.5. Looks like we got Slick Rick coming back. He's got the whole front of that thing taped up. Been flying all weekend. Best 177.9. Against Tom Cullen, the AMG GTS. Here comes Slick Rick. It looks like a pretty fast pass to me. What's it going to be? Let's see if that tailwind and the tape helped. Did he do it? There it is, 180.29. Slick Rick in the Evo. Gotta like that. Tom Cullen with a 152.3. That tailwind and tape really helped. He's going to love that. He just gained 3 miles an hour. FYI. Rob Willis in the 17 Mustang GT going up against Clint in the other Mustang. Bunch of Mustangs coming up. They all come in packs. I can say that because I have a Mustang. 162.1, 164.3. Don't worry, crowd. We'll be safe. Brian Hodd in the GT 500 Been a best of 148.9, going up against Stephen Hall in the 15 Mustang. Been a best of 126.8. See that there? Love the blue stripes. Beautiful cars. Look at those clouds in the background. Just stunning, huh? Hard to beat the views out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. Brought to you by Drag 965. Brian laid it down pretty hard in that GT500. 151.01, new best today anyway for Brian on that GT500. 127.4, also a new best for Stephen Hall. There's James Driggers in that 720S world record holding McLaren. Gonna best of 193.0. What's he gonna do now with the tailwind? Well, we're gonna find out. Tailwind just picked up. What's it going to do? A mile an hour. 192.64 miles an hour to be exact. Right there. Second best pass he's made. We got Fabricio in that 14 Viper going up against Zach Friedman in that ACR Viper. Calvo Motorsports in the house. We've notified fire and safety. We got two 200-mile-an-hour cars here, pretty close to it. I know Fabricio's been 213.0. Calvo Motorsports, get ready for it. You're going to want to listen. Here we go. Fabricio's on a run. What's it going to do? Hang on to it, Fabricio. That looked wicked fast to me. Calvo came to play. There you go. 215.21 miles an hour for Fabricio. Zach Friedman at the 154.2. Gotta like that. Congratulations there. That's a new best. Zach Friedman with a 154.2. We got that BMW i8 up against Ryan Schwartz and that Trackhawk. Here we go. Pretty sure that BMW i8 is going to yank that Trackhawk. Let's see what happens. Maybe pushing the front tires. Trying to do a sneaky start. I don't know if anybody caught that at home. Trackhawk's no joke. Will the BMW be able to reel him in? I don't know. That looked pretty even Steven to me. Mile an hour coming up. 136.8 to 138.1. I told you it'd be close. Tailwind's not hurting anyone right now. Dean Benino in that 08 Corvette up against Eric Walter in the Camaro. That's what you see right there on the starting line. Camaro gapping that Corvette. I don't know how many bus lengths it was, but it was a bunch. 154.8 to 137.7. Nice looking CTSV going up against Aaron in that Honda. Aaron just ripped off a 164.1. Chris Reisling in that CTSV 5.4. Aaron's going to make a pass on the CTSV. Ghazi goes around in the green beast. There you go. Mile an hour for both of these coming up. 159.9 for Aaron. Chris with a 156.69. Alex Christmas back in her Ford GT. Fastest woman in the half mile. She's done 220 in her GTR. We got Aaron and then M3 right next to her. Alex Christmas is no joke. She never lifts. Aaron with the jump on the M3. Seems to be a trend. Beautiful looking blue BMW coming down the airstrip. $158.1 for the BMW. Alex in the GT, 169.9. Coming up, we got Rye Dean in that GTR, Stephen Jones in the ZL1. Beautiful blue ZR1 you can see right there. Shigata Wang. Probably needs it too. Still nursing that tailwind. Out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack in beautiful Colorado Springs, brought to you by Drag 965. $150.2 for the GTR, $142.5 for the Camaro. John and that Demon. Robert, and it's a demon on demon crime right now. One's got 1,000 horsepower. I'll let you figure out which one's faster. It'll be pretty easy to figure out. This broadcast is a Revolution production directed by none other than Jeffrey J. Hart and produced by Ryan Randalls. Here comes the Flying Banana. Getting a little breezy out here, not gonna lie. Mile an hour for them. 154.9 to 161.3. We got some Audi on Audi action coming up. Christian Moore, Audi S4. That just rhymes. I got the time. Dylan with an Audi S4. Trying to hold everything down up here. A little sketch. Let's not forget Colorado Springs Airport. We can fly direct or connect to 300 destinations. Just take a look at flycos.com. There we go. Audi's making all kinds of noise. 142.2 for Dylan. Christian with a 120.06. Now we got David Gonzalez, that pretty cool looking X-Runner, up against Brian James in that Mustang. Check out Pacific Sun Financial. PacSun.com, because you know what? Money never sleeps, and neither do they. Mustangs leaping out there. Full Gapplebee's that truck for sure. How many bus links? I call that semi-links at that point. Still, it's a Toyota truck hauling booty, so you gotta like that. Brian James Mustang 157.4, 134.4 for the Toyota X-Runner. Trying not to blow away out here, but that tailwind's nice and strong. Larry Almond in that McLaren 675 coming up against Marcus in the Camaro SS. Anybody who's out here wants to make a fast pass, the air is cold from what I can tell, because I'm cold. And there's a very specific tailwind. Larry's been consistent over 154 all day long. 162.1, that's a new personal best for him. Tailwind working in his favor. 132.9 for Marcus. We got Rock in that GT350, James in that 135i. Like I said, I don't know if English Racing's listening or Calvo, but any of you guys that want to make a fast pass, now may not be a bad time to do it. I know Miles already shattered his own world record with a 2:11.8, but maybe it can go 2:12 and change, who knows? Plus, and I mean, are you with me? But everybody wants to see everybody loves seeing the Gringo Tegra, right? Are you with me? 156.6 for the Rock and that GT350, 150.4 for James. Up next, we got Brian Spockman in that GTR, been a best of 216.6. He's going to take advantage of that tailwind. Flag just literally hugging the ground. Let's see if we can convince Miles to come out and do a Hail Mary pass again. Let's see if he's going to get into ludicrous speed. I'm not sure. So far, so good. It looks clean. What's it going to do, mile an hour? He says, shoot, what shoot? I don't care. I'm going to keep on going. 210.77 miles an hour. Second best run for him of the day. Got to like that. Jason Patton coming back on that 18 Trackhawk up against Dustin in the 15 Corvette. I'd like to thank Edge Auto Sport for all the support. Appreciate that. Of course, we've got Street Effects Motorsport as well. Jason Patton in that Trackhawk just ripped off at 138.9. Dustin with a 126.2. Got that Lexus back and a Corvette. Lexus ISF of Eric's. Jason in the Z06. Little racy race going on here. Still pretty close. Mile an hour, both of them are 135.8 to 143.1 Z06 advantage. We got Jason coming up in an 01 turbo, Lucas in a CTS-V. Cadillac CTS-Vs are no joke. Porsche coming around there. What's the mile an hour going to show? 154.3 for Jay in the turbo, 144.6. Kyle Rains coming back in that RS SS up against Thomas Thill in that Corvette. They're off. Let's not forget our friends over at Millennium Concrete Cutting. They're right here in Denver. They've been commercial contractors and they've been providing. I am so sorry about that. They've been providing. I always forget how loud that RS SS is. Nonetheless, Millennium Concrete Cutting, check them out for sure. Kyle with a 152.9, loudly in a 152.9. Thomas with a 142. I got JP in the pits. We're going to break to him.
3, 2. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JP with Edge Autosport out here live with the 1961 Skylark that just did 200. And this is Project 200 for you guys. I have Greg and James here, father and son. And they're going to tell us a little bit about the car here and about just the journey that they took to get here.
Well, what we started with was a 61 Buick Skylark. We'd been out talking to some people, kind of trying to get an idea of something different, something out of the norm, if you will. So after bouncing stuff around, this is what I came up with some other guys is, hey, well, how about a Bolt Buick? I'm like, really? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. How fast are we going to go? Project 200.
And this thing is all function. I mean, it looks beautiful, and it's
U.S. Olympic Museum and Hall of Fame. That's in 2020. Book your trip now to Colorado Springs. If you've never been out here, you owe it to yourself to come for a visit for sure. Nicholas Booth, GTR coming up. Will was at 130.5. Chris in that Camaro was a 144.3. Nicholas Booth, so far GTR been the best in 156.6. Mile an hour for him coming up. 174.28. Definitely picked up some speed there. David Armont in that 12 Panamera coming up against Chris in the other Panamera GTS. You got a Turbo S against a GTS. Beautiful looking cars right there. I like the green wheels. Pretty cool to me. Sound pretty wicked. Let's see what they're going to do. Of course, you owe it to yourself to come visit Edge Autosport. They offer high-performance parts, tuning. They got a dyno. Of course, JP's a pretty cool guy, too, I got to say. They're definitely your go-to for aftermarket parts here in Colorado. Check out Edge Autosport's Facebook and website. No canned announcements for me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's right. They got me Monster and Red Bulled up. You better watch out. Dave with a 142.09. Chris with a 127.7. Next up, Ray Probst in that 15 Corvette up against Aaron Hudson in that 18 Mustang. By the way, that's Kayla Probst. Actually, her last name, she just got married, so made a change. But so that's her dad in the Corvette. It's our Grid Girl's father, Ray Probst, taking off. Definitely doing one hell of a monster burnout. I'm not sure what he's got going on. Got all the way around Aaron Hudson, though, didn't he? So Papa Probst coming to the finish line. Mile an hour coming up. 147.5 for Papa Probst. Aaron with a 125.7 in the Mustang. Now we got Dana Renee, who made a Hail Mary pass at 145.2. Let's see what she can do right there. Status symbol auto body. That's where Aaron, her husband, works. They are a supporter of this event as well. Look like another nice clean pass. Ghazi built in the house. $142.3 for Dana Renee. James Black in that 16 Challenger coming up against Jason in that McLaren Challenger, been a best of 175.5. Also, thank you, cameraman. Thank you. Remind me to buy him a beverage. Boy, that thing sounds good, looks good. Who's with me on that one? All right, let me see what that mile an hour did. Jason in the McLaren, 157. James in the Challenger, 173.4. Tron coming up in the Charger Hellcat. Jason in that Z06. Sneaking up to the line there. Big thanks to the Colorado Springs Airport for having us and hosting us out here. One of the finest, easiest airports I've been in and out of in a very long time, FYI. Check it out before you book it out. $148.4 to Tron, $147.7 for Jason in the Z06. Now we got Scott in the AMG GTS up against Eduardo in that Z06. It's getting a little breezy. We still got a pretty nice tailwind. Speaking of tail, there you go. As they're often going there, definitely want to check out Pacific Sun Financial. So if you're not receiving reliable, responsive service from your money manager, check out PaxSunFinancial.com. As I like to say, money doesn't sleep in me today. 151.11 for Scott. Eduardo with a 150.10 is close. Now we got 1320's own Kyle Loftus in the Unicorn right there. It's been a 1,100 horsepower, pretty good size build on that car over the years. Kyle's been piloting this thing so far, best of 183.3. Let's hear it for Kyle at 1320video.com. Well, Kyle's in the power for sure. What's he going to do mile an hour for that run? 180.72, definitely in the speed for sure. Kyle from 1320 in the Unicorn, flying by at 180 miles an hour. Thanks to him and the rest of his team at 1320. Boyce Grenard, ZR1, Steve Tasca, ZR1, here you go. Who's ZR1's going to be R1 of the fastest? Too close to call. That there was Remy Rudin in the English Racing Built GTR, and then Patrick Kennedy in the other lane. 182.85 miles an hour. Looks like they both got out of it a little early. Could not tell from my vantage point. Both English Racing Built GTRs. Remy Rudin Racing. And of course, the father-son team of Kennedy, Patrick Kennedy, I'm not sure who was piloting that time. Always fun to see them out. I know Miles is cooking for him in the pits right now, that's why we don't see him out here. Les and that Charger just went by with a 128.3. Aliber with a 115 in that Subaru. Bill Scheffler in the G8, Timothy in the G8, little Pontiac on Pontiac. Let's see how that's going to play out. Looks like maybe we're going to get something checked out. I'm not sure where. Got a bunch of trailers hiding my vantage point, so let's see here on the screen what's going on. Or not. Hopefully it's nothing serious because they're going to send these Pontiacs. Go. Let's see how that played out. 103.9. No, that wasn't right. 140.41 to 140.71. Couldn't get much closer than that. Now you got Mac Butler back in his GTR. Nicole Graham in the Chevrolet SS right next to him. The husband and wife team, the Butler GTR. Butler definitely in the power. Looking like a good run there. Mile an hour coming up. Butler, there you go with a 193.1. Nicole with a 125.7 in the SS. Let's not forget to check out High Tech Corvette. They bring the best in sports car enthusiasts, everything together. You can imagine. Also, that racing channel, they have a passion for filming. Obviously, you want to give them a subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay in the loop. We got the Terminator back. Sounds good. Looks good. Caleb's coming into that Evo right there behind him. .71 to 117.2. Lance Canoy coming up in a McLaren 570S. Steve Pomona in that Green Goblin SRT4. That's that Green Beast. Fancy neon. Looks like Steve might have lifted there. Lance flying through. What did he do mile an hour? 154.2. Green Goblin smoking through the traps here at probably ludicrous speed. There he is right there. Not gobbling up anything this time around. Not sure why. Hopefully he's driving, so it can't be that bad. Almost broke the speed limit, 54.09 miles an hour, in case you want to know what that looks like. I don't see anything smoking. Oh, that's the problem. He's got a brake light out. I knew there was something. Once again, welcome back to, if you're just now joining us, welcome back to Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. Looks like we got the BMW i8 coming back. That thing's been pretty fast, 137.8. Tony Pagano in that M4. $136.5 to $139.6 for Tony. Joey Garza coming back in a 14 Mustang GT 02 BMW M Coupe of Grayson. That's what's next. $121.4 to $127.2 right there. Joey Garza with a 14 Mustang win. Got Jake Graham coming up in an 18 Subaru WRX against Matthew Talbot in that wicked M5. Matthew Talbot waits for no one in that M5. Not sure what's up with the Subaru. Matthew Talbot, though, 154.3, 112.9 for the WRX. For just a bit, going to take a quick break. I'm going to get my good man JP from Edge Autosport. He's going to come in, rock the mic for you for just a bit. I'm going to leave my notes up here for him. I'm just going to take a few, probably 5-10 minute break. So definitely treat him well. JP's been doing an awesome job, so let's hear it for JP. Come on over.
All right, guys, JP here. Glad to be behind the mic right now. Not nearly as talented as Jimmy, but we'll try to make it work here. 150 miles an hour, 0.96 for Andrew Hill in the ZR1. Dean Menino running 137 in the other Corvette. Much nicer day today, that's for sure. A lot of good runs getting in, and a little bit of a tailwind, so a little bit higher speeds today, it seems like. It's kind of an interesting car here, the 2008 Toyota X-Runner Tacoma, putting in a good pass right there, actually. David Gonzalez in his 4Runner doing 139. That's nothing to shake your head at, that's for sure. That is pretty fast, especially for something like that. We've got a Shelby GT350 coming up, and also a Nissan GTR in the far lane. GTR getting a good jump out on the Mustang there. Let's see what both of these come in at. Pretty close in mile an hour there. Rock Pierce with the 152 in the Shelby, and Rye Dean at 149.60, just under 150. That is not his fastest. He has gone over 150 in that one. Got 01 Acura Integra, Randy Godovich, and Marvin Kraft in his 1990 Nissan 300ZX. Coming up here. The Integra crossing through the traps. His best is 167. Let's see what he puts in right here. 142, a little bit slower there. Hellcat coming through before the Honda S2000. Not yet. We'll try to get it to you quickly. Coming through right now. Needless to say, that is extremely fast. I hear a bunch of people cheering. Sounds like maybe a wreck, some sort of record or goal maybe hit right there. Having a little trouble seeing some mile an hour right now on my screen. Just have to check these cars out as they pass. Got a CTSV coming up, looks like. So that last Lamborghini was a 252 mile an hour run, which is getting up there in record territory. Not quite, but that is definitely fast. Anything 252.95 is what I'm being told on that one. So dang near 253, just under. Man, that is fast. And that was Koi Christmas in the 2016 Huracan. Again, 252.95.
A penis is telling me.
All right, hopefully we got some racing coming up here soon. 8 cylinders looks like versus 4 over here. Sometimes you never know what those little 4 cylinders are going to do. They'll surprise you. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a crosswind too, just looking at the flags at the finish line over here where I'm located at. We're holding on for a minute right now, folks. Just having a small issue with the timing system, it looks like, but should be back up and running here very, very shortly.
All right, so welcome back. Obviously, we're out here at the Drag 965 sponsored Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack. We just saw UGR in the house. Coy Christmas piloted that beast to a 252-mile-an-hour run. Hopefully you caught that at home and here live. We're just having some timing things we're looking at, so that's what the little bit of delay is. We'll be back to racing in no time, though, so no worries about that. But let's hear it for Coy Christmas. Woo! 252.95 miles an hour. UGR, as always, in the house. They brought the toys to play with. Coy Christmas piloting that beast all the way up. That is a new personal best for him. Had a great time, by the way. Just a shout out to Coy. Had a great time with him and Alex, his wife, and the rest of the team over there last night, from what I remember. I'm just saying. We're going to get back to racing here, I would imagine, here just about any minute. I see Bridget Lewal, oh boy, that's hard to say. Bridget Lewakowski and her CTSV. Been doing great all weekend. Best of 169 and change. Kayla's lighting them up. That's James Roy in the Civic next to him. Bridget is getting down. Mile an hour is coming up. 163.99 for Bridget. 159.2 for James Roy. Both those fast passes. Just an FYI, we lost most of our tailwind. It's just pretty much at this point nothing, which is good. We got Jared Malvin in that GTR coming up. Been a best of 2:12.1. Get a little pep talk from our grid girl, Kayla. Looked pretty good to me. Mile an hour coming up. 208.33 miles an hour. It seems like any more these days with these events, 200-mile-an-hour passes are like Tuesday. There are just so many of them. It's pretty amazing to me. Never thought I'd see a 150-mile-an-hour F-250 either, so I'm learning all kinds of new cool stuff. Right now, up in the box, waiting. I don't see anybody yet. I see him, but I don't see him. There we go. John in that 18 Dodge Demon up against Scott Rice in the McLaren. That's who's on the track now. I'm going to have JP join me up here just a little bit. Talk about a few things. We'll get that situated in here just a minute. John in the Demon. 152.8. Scott with a 154.9. Following that, we got Chris in the 16 Hellcat. See him coming up right there. A lot of good, fast Mopars here. I believe that's Clow. I think that's who that is. And, yep, that's for sure him. Just doesn't show up on my screen. He likes doing those John Force-style burnouts. You can see now that tailwind's turned into a crosswind. It's be interesting to see how that affects things going on. All right, I got JP joining me, of course, from Edge Autosport. Is that right? Did I get that right this time?
Yeah, I can tell you know me.
Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I started Edge Autosport back in '09. We sell high-performance car parts online, and we also do a lot of projects ourselves. So we have a 2013 Ford Focus ST out here today, and it makes about 630 to the wheel, so making quite a bit of power for a four-cylinder.
Absolutely.
And set my personal best earlier today at 163. So that was very, very exciting. Nice, clean run. So I'm going to go do another one here in just a few. So
nice. Yeah, that was a clean run. I called that. I think I even called it correctly, too, which, that's sometimes that doesn't happen, right?
Doesn't always happen,
It
right?
doesn't always happen. I try, but, it looks easy, but it never really is on some deals. So, but I'm
Right.
glad to have you here. Doing a great job. Love all the interviews in the pits.
good,
And
yeah. It's fun
keep that
being
up.
out there.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun, and you're doing a great job. So continue doing that. I can't wait to see. Are you going to send it on this next pass? What are you going to do?
I mean, I try to send it on every pass. It just doesn't always work out. But I will be trying to send it on this pass. So we'll see if we can. I really think we could probably do a 165. I didn't feel great about that last run, so I think 65 is possible for sure.
All right, I'll be rooting for you for sure. 165. Let's hear it for Edge Autosport. JP in the house. He's going to hang out with me for a bit, and then he's going to run off. So we'll call a few races as we go here. I'm not sure what the hang-up is on the track. I can tell you that we got Chris and Michael in a Hellcat and a Challenger. Well, that's not what we have. They keep messing with our screen timing and scoring. Because that certainly looks like an AMG and a McLaren to me. It does not look like that to you.
It does look like that.
So yeah, JP, let's wish you luck. Let's 165 miles an hour. You can certainly do it. We will. We'll see you out there for sure. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So we're still on. There we go. It looks like Tom Cullen in the AMG GTS and Mateo in the 570 McLaren. Not sure why that went all wanky, but it did. But we're back now, and that's all that matters, right? So Tom Cullen in that AMG GTS, 148.5. Mateo, been consistent all weekend, 157.7, which is fantastic. We got, let's see what we got on our screen now. We got Brian in that 96 Integra, Kevin Miller in the Mustang GT. They're off and going. Once again, huge shout out to the Revolution camera team, doing a great job all weekend long, getting you these shots that you would never see anywhere else in a broadcast like this. Appreciate everything that they're doing. Ramirez right there with a 139.5. Kevin with a 159.1. Before, next up, we got Robert Bailey in that Dodge Demon. Kevin Hudson in that 14 Mustang GT. Cars all kinds of fast. 159.6 to 156.03 for Hudson. Sandy Marani coming up in that Viper, been a best of 192. Zach Friedman in his Viper. Calvo Motorsports built, coming back. the best of 155.01. Look bad fast to me. What's it going to be? 190.92 to 152.96 for Zach. Like I said, Calvo Motorsports brought quite the arsenal. They came here to break records, maybe even hurt some feelings along the way. We got Muhammad in that CLS 63 up against Dustin in a 15 Corvette. They take off. I want to go over revolution.com. I want to mention that DEF CON 1, first ever half mile, quarter mile, and eighth mile heads up racing event with a night full of music and camping at the Colorado Air and Spaceport just east of Denver. That's August 10th through the 11th. Look it up at revdefcon.com. Mile an hour there for Dustin was 187.4, 154.9 for Muhammad. Now we got Jason Boylan in that Z06 coming up. See it right there? That looks like Dana Renee in that little Civic. Nice runs for both of them. 148.4 to 129.4. Jason with the 148. Brian Spockman coming back in that wicked GTR. Been a best of 217.6. Going up against Ben Abrams in that beautiful 69 Camaro you see right there. So there you go on that last run right there. Let me get the mile an hour. Brian Spockman, 170.45. Ben Abrams with that 155.4. I'm going to call this race, and then we're going to take a quick 1 hour break on the live broadcast. We got some timing, scoring, Wi-Fi things we obviously want to get kind of looked at, so we bring the best to you at home. Right now we got Tron and Ryan. Ryan in the Trackhawk, Tron in the Charger Hellcat, out here at the Pikes Peak Airstrip Attack, brought to you by Drag 965. We are going to take a small break from 12:15 to 1:15. You're definitely going to want to come back. $134.09, $145.91. So as I was saying, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to take a small break between 12:15 and 1:15. You're definitely going to want to come back. The weather's fantastic. Everything's been going well. Records have fallen. It's been an amazing day so far. I'm very special thanks to Drag 965, obviously Revolution.com, Shift Sector, Sports Corp, and everyone for coming out and viewing. We'll see you in an hour.
Want to go someplace fun? Get away for a long weekend or an epic vacation to one of the great nonstop destinations from the Colorado Springs Airport. Let your vacation start here. Look before you book at flycos.com.
If you're into fine cars, you take care of them, you invest in them. But who is watching your other investments? At Pacific Sun Financial, we work for you, not the company. Unhappy with your current advisor? Give us a try. Call us at 949-716-8646 or visit our website at paxsunfinancial.com.
The Colorado Springs Sports Corp brings top-flight events to Olympic City, USA. Each summer, more than 10,000 competitors gather to compete in the Rocky Mountain State Games. Spectators and competitors from around the world witness the prestigious Broadmoor Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. And the annual Labor Day liftoff blends the scenic beauty of Colorado Springs with an awe-inspiring collection of hot air balloons, music, and fun. To learn more, visit coloradospringssports.org.
Planning a trip sometime soon? The Colorado Springs Airport makes it convenient with easy parking, shorter lines, and non-stop flights to great destinations and beyond. Let your vacation start here. Look before you book at flycos.com.
Think you have what it takes to challenge America's mountain? Go for it on August 10th at the epic Broadmoor Pikes Peak Cycling Hill Climb. Jump on your bike and compete in the competitive race sanctioned by USA Cycling on Pikes Peak, America's mountain. Or bring your family and friends to compete in the Broadmoor Pikes Peak Cycling Hill Climb Grand Fondo, a non-competitive fun ride for cyclists of all abilities. Learn more or sign up today at pikespeakcyclinghillclimb.org.